It is the joy of every client, both home and diaspora, to buy a particular piece of property and get the allocation delivered to them in a few months. But in a situation whereby a particular land is taking more than 1 year, more than 5 years to get allocated, how do we explain this kind of situation? Who are we going to blame? But here I'm going to give you some reasons. Some reasons why there's always sometimes a delay in the allocation process. Number one, a delay in the processing of the registered survey by the Lagos State government. In this process of processing of the registered survey by the Lagos State government, and these developers sometimes need to go to and fro to Alausa in order to follow up on the processing of this registered survey, which sometimes can take at least 3 months to 4 months. But in the process whereby the Lagos State government are taking time to approve this registered survey, this sometimes cause a delay. And you know that your registered survey need to contain your number, your plus number, your block size, and all to make it a good survey. So these processes whereby Lagos State government have to approve and give it back to the developers sometimes always make this process take time. But maximum time is 3 to 5 months. So this sometimes can cause a delay in allocating. You know that a developer cannot allocate properties to you if you don't have the exact documents, register survey, especially the deed of assignment, the contract of sales, the plot size, the plot number, everything there. You need to come together before you can get your allocation. Number two, the topography of the estate. Now, in a situation whereby you invested or you bought a property in a swampy area, whereby no, it's good to buy properties either in a dry land or wetland or a swampy area. All are good investments. But in the process whereby you bought a property in a swampy area, and when it's time for allocation, you know that these developers need to fill these places, this road that leads to your plot. In order to map out your plot, these places needs to be filled in order to allocate to make the layout of that estate so that you can walk through to your own portion of the plot. So this process of filling the estate sometimes causes a delay, and we all know that the developer cannot take it to a swampy estate and start pointing to your land. It is not done anywhere. So they need to fill in order to map out your own portion of land. So this process sometimes take time and it causes a delay in allocation. So, but I'm not trying to justify the fact that a delay, everything has to be delayed. But this point sometimes causes a delay in allocating of your land. So we have group allocation. What do I mean by group allocation? We know that it is there are so many clients that buys a particular property, and the time of buying these properties, everybody will not pay at once. There will be some that will pay bit by bit, and these developers, if they will sometimes want to allocate, they like allocating in groups. That is why we have group A, batch A allocation, batch B allocation, batch C allocation. So sometimes they come together, they make clients or their representative come together so that they can get the allocation done in batches. So this period, if you are a client that has bought and paid outrightly, you paid outrightly, and they need to wait for other clients who are doing maybe 3 months or 6 months. They need to wait for them to pay up so that they can do this processing of survey together. And after doing all these processes together, they have to now start grouping them. They start grouping them in groups. Then in that process, there can be a delay of allocation. So it can cause a delay sometimes. And lastly, sometimes when a particular developer sells an estate to clients, imagine a developer after making his due diligence and bought a particular mass estate, and he sells them to clients. And after selling the client and the clients are paying, are finished paying, and it's time for allocation, sometimes an issue may arise. Maybe the family issue or government issue may arise. Then this process, the developer might not tell, or the developer will not tell the client that there are issues involved in this land. The issue might be a money issue, government encumbrances, all those issues that affects the land. And sometimes there's this also enable the developer to just slow down in the allocation process. And sometimes we experience a situation whereby a client buys a particular estate, and when that estate has issue, some sincere developer will, instead of blocking the clients, instead of ignoring the client for so long, some of them, some good ones, will have to address the issue and tell these clients that we have issues on this land. So instead of us still waiting for this allocation, we are going to be moving you people to another estate whereby you can get your allocation. So these processes, and we have experienced some of this process whereby developers buy an estate which is estate A, and that estate later had an issue, that's an unforeseen issue, and after that he moved those clients to another estate which he got. So in this process, the clients will not want to, the developer will not want to tell the client that this is the issue we are having, and please be patient with us. We are going to be allocating you to another estate. So this happens when you are dealing with a genuine developers. We have experienced some developers that won't even care. They just let the money go to the drain. But these genuine developers will want to allocate you to another different property. So that means that can cause a delay in the allocation process. And though I'm not trying to justify the fact that it is good to have a delay, but sometimes there's always a delay in the allocation process. So in a situation whereby you are having this delay for 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, then that is uncalled for. That is another problem which which needs to be dealt with. Because if a client is not if a client buys a particular property and he or she hasn't gotten his allocation, that motivation won't be there. I mean, the client will not be motivated to buy another property, and this is going to be like a bad debt to the client. So clients want to get the value for their money. They want to see, they want to be allocated on what they buy. So this process, we need to tackle. We need to work together so that we can know what is making you, or what made you not to be allocated. So if you bought a property for so long and it's more than 5 months or more than 3 to 5 months and you have not been allocated, please kindly feel free to let me know what is going on. Because in time past, I have been able to solve most of these problems, because there are clients from my diaspora who has contacted me privately and told me that the reason where they are not investing in Nigeria is because their plot has not been allocated to them for almost 5 to 6 years. And what do? I had to like go to meet the developers, solve these issues, meet them one on one, so that they can tell me why this land has not been allocated to this particular person. In that process, we know the developers, we know everything about developing, we know the reasons. So if this reason is beyond us, we meet with the developers to come out straight up and tell us why this particular land has not been allocated. And I've been able to solve so many problems. So many of these clients have later gotten their allocation, no matter, even if it's 5 years, 10 years. I've solved those issues for this client, and I can testify to that. So if you are in diaspora, you're at home in Nigeria, and you're having that issue currently, your land has not been allocated to you more than 1 year, 7 months, 6 months, please feel free to contact me so that we can work together and I can be able to solve this problem for you. Thank you very much. Make sure you like and comment on this video. If you know you have affected, you can comment and let's talk about it. Thank you very much.